Give us an idea of the questions that you've got this morning, in particular to this incident. I mean, was there not enough of a sweep? Is there not enough security? Joe Biden's already said this morning that he's upped security for Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. So where are your questions this morning on this latest incident?
Well, that certainly is one place that should be swept there, right? I mean, that's immediately outside the perimeter there of the golf course where he's going to be. That's something that you know that there are businesses, that there's a public road that's 25 yards away, 30 yards away from where the president will be golfing. You see the picture right there. That's a good example of how close you can actually get. You can get, 25, 30 yards away from right there. That should be an area that should be swept. If this guy was there 12 hours before, then that area should absolutely be swept. So that's one question I have. Why wasn't that swept right there? Yeah. Should they up his security even more? Remember, even though they upped his security back in July, it was nowhere near what the Trump campaign was actually asking for. They were asking for a level that would have been commiserate to or comparable to a candidate that actually had the nomination. They were actually protecting him basically like he was a former president with a little bit more security than that. So to me, at this point, when you have a candidate who's a leading candidate right now for president, a very close rate, when rhetoric is heated, and you've had two now assassination attempts, expect more copycat assassination attempts. To me, I'd want to see a full presidential level security detail here for the rest of the campaign, not just for President Trump, for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Look, I vehemently disagree with Kamala Harris, but she should be completely protected, just like Donald Trump should be completely protected.
No, I agree with that. I think that's a fair point to make. Just finally, I mean, in your conversations with Donald Trump, Andrew, I mean, have you asked him, or has it been mentioned, is this all worth it? This is the second time, it seems, in 2 months, someone's tried to kill him. Has he wondered, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? I could die.
It's interesting. I've never asked him that question, but just a few weeks ago, actually, somebody asked him that question while I was around him, where we were having lunch. And he thought about it for, 2-3 seconds. And he just said, America's worth it. He said, America's worth fighting for. And so that's really, I think, what he thinks about it. That's the only answer. It's a very brief answer, but he said America is worth it. So It's certainly something that's come to mind as somebody who was a political candidate myself. And you think you're on the front lines there, and he's on the front lines every single day on this. And it certainly is on my mind. I know it's got to be on his family's mind now.
All right, Andrew Giuliani, good to chat as always. We'll talk to you again soon.